Good morning.
Sanbonani.
Sanbonani. Ninjani. Thank you so much. Our business people in eThekwini Metro.
Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi nifike bosomabhizinisi base Thekwini
For having honored our invitation.
nokuwamkela ke isimemo sethu.
The one before you is Honorable Violet Suwele, Chairperson of Small Business Development Portfolio Committee.
Omphambi kwenu ke umhlonishwa uViolet Siwela wekomiti leParliament elibhekelele ukuthuthukiswa kwamabhizinisi amancane.
I'm from Mpumalanga.
Ngwasempumalanga.
We are from the National Assembly.
Siphuma ke eParliament
You can see the brand here is Parliament.
njengobanibona nje ukukhangisa la kubhala ukuthi iParliament.
We have taken Parliament to eThekwini today
Silethi iParliament ke eThekwini namuhla
to come and table a bill before your good selves.
ukuze sizodingida ke umthetho sivivinywa ophakathi ophambi kwethu.
National Assembly is composed of 400 members.
iParliament ke linamalungu angamakhulu amane
Is the first house.
futhi yona indlu enkulu.
The second house is called NCOP.
Indlu ke enye eParliament iNCOP
It has got 59 members.
yona ke namalungu angamashumi amahlanu nesishagalolunye.
Both houses is composed by members from different parties
Wonke ke zonke lezi ndlu zinamalungu aphuma ke emaqembini ahlukahlukene zombusazwe.
who are being governed by the rules of the house.
Sonke ke siphethwe noma silawulwa imithetho ke yeParliament.
Now, there is a difference between parliament and government.
Kunomehluko ke phakathi kwahulumeni neParliament.
Out of those 400 members, there are those we called executive.
Kulamalungu ke angamakhulu amane kunalabo kuthiwa ke abaphethe noma abakhulu.
Then we have got also presiding officers in both houses.
Futhi ke kube khona ke abaphethe ke izikhundla kuwona omabili amahhovisi.
We have got chief whips.
Kukhona ke abosotswebhu.
Then we have got committees, which is called portfolio committee.
Bese kuba namakomiti ke labizwa ngamakomiti eParliament.
Committees are committees of all the departments.
Lamakomiti ke amakomiti ayo yonke iminyango kahulumeni.
The role of these committees is to do oversight.
Umsebenzi kolamakomiti ukubheka ukusebenza kweminyango.
The oversight is being done to the departments.
Lokhu kubheka ukusebenza ke kusuke kubheka ukusebenza kweminyango kahulumeni.
And we are doing this on behalf of you.
Lokhu ke sikwenzela nina njengomphakathi.
In other words, members of parliament are your lawyers.
Ngamanye amazwi ke amalungu eParliament angabameli benu.
When we say we do oversight to the department, we are the ones who are passing budgets.
Njengoba sithi ke sibheka ukusebenza kweminyango yithina ke esigunyaza izabelo zimali.
Without us, the budget cannot be passed.
Ngaphandle kwethu ke lesabelo zimali ngeke sizigunyazwe.
After that, we do monitoring through oversight.
Okunye ke futhi ukuqapha ukuthi kuyasetshenzwa yini.
So we came to a point where we felt that you are being disadvantaged as small business, hence we need to establish this bill.
Sihambe sabona ke sigcine sibona ukuthi ngathi anikezwe izidingeni izidingayo sase sibona ukuthi hayi kufanele ukuthi sizame ukuthi siguqule lo mthetho okhona njengamanje njengoba sina lo mthetho sivivinyo.
So while proceeding, I will request my colleague to outline the bill, but before we proceed, let all rise and being led by a national anthem.
Ngizonikeza uzakwethu ukuthi ke athi ukucacisela ukuthi imayelana nomthetho sivivinyo bese ke ngaphambi kwaloko asiqale sisukumeni sicule ke iculo lesizwe.
See
I would like also to introduce my team. In this portfolio committee, we are 11.
Ngizothatha ke lethuba ngisale sengithula namalungu ekomiti lethu. Ekomitini lethu sinamalungu ayi11.
6 are from the ANC,
Ayisithupha ke awe ANC,
2 from the DA,
amabili awe DA,
1 from the EFF,
elilodwa ele EFF,
1 from Elijah Mam,
elilodwa ele Aljama,
1 from ATM,
nelilodwa ke le ATM,
1 from IFP.
nelilodwa ke le IFP.
I will now like to introduce my team.
Ngizokwethula ke amalungu ekomiti lethu.
Sanibonani. Igama ngubaba lwamathulelwa isuka eEastern Cape eMatatiyele ndiphansi kwale committee ye small business ku National Assembly ideploywe EFF. Thank you.
Morning, my name is Baba Lamatulelwa from Matatiel. I'm a member of this committee and I'm deployed also in the National Assembly.
Sanibonani. Igama lami ngu Lorraine Rubengo. Ngivela ezweni laseLimpopo. Ngingu lilungu lasele committee ngiyabonga.
Good morning, my name is Lorraine Lubengo from Limpopo. I'm also a member of this committee. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Igama lami nguthokozane owakamyeni. Ngivela la kwaZulu Natal. Ngithunyelwe iAfrican National Congress. Ngiyabonga.
Good morning, my name is Togozani Mieni. I'm from here in KZN, KwaZulu Natal, and I am deployed by the ANC. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Mina inkosi uBhekuzizwe Luthuli khona lapha kweZulu Natal eSouth Coast. Ngiyilungu laleli committee le small business development. Ngiyabonga.
Good morning. I am Inkosi Luthuli, also from here in KwaZulu Natal on the South Coast, and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Sanbonani. Greetings everybody. My name is Faiz Jacobs. I'm the whip for small business development, and it's great to be here in eThekwini.
Sanbonani Kamalami Faiz Jacobs usotwepu waleli committee lezokuthuthukisa amabhizinisi amancane kumnandi ukubala ngiyabonga.
Sanibonani.
Yebo.
Ya dumedisa kalibiso ya Morena Jesu Christo. Amen. I see it's Sunday and we are not in church. I just want to say, my name is Hein April. I'm from Gauteng. I serve in the National Assembly on 2 portfolio committees. The one is tourism and the other one is small business. And just for clarity, the 2 of us are not members of the DA. We are deployed by the ANC.
So good morning. My name is Giovanni April. I'm from Gauteng province, and I greet you in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I know it's Sunday, we're not in church, but we are here today. I serve in 2 portfolio committees. Tourism, zokuvakasha, esibili yes yokuthuthukisa amabhizinisi amancane. Nje ningabonjwa sibabili nje sila ngicona siDA cha si ukhongolosi.
Ay angamthumi ke lokho. Kubuya kuyi.
I haven't said that, it comes from him.
As the portfolio committee or as the parliament, we are working as a collective, although we are from different parties.
Njengoba yesikomiti leParliament sibuya noma simele inhlangano ehlukahlukene zombusazwe kodwa sisebenza njengesigungu esisodwa.
Regardless of how many seats that particular party is having.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Yes.
Regardless of the number of seats the particular party is having.
Asibheki futhi ukuthi iqembu lelo linama nehlala ingake eParliament.
Because it's our constitution which allows us to do that. It's our democracy in South Africa.
Ngoba umthethosisekelo wethu osenza ukuthi senze lokho iyona nqubo yentando yeningi lapha eNingizimu Afrika.
I'm emphasizing this, that this gathering is not a rally of a particular party, but it's a parliamentary session.
Ngikusho lokho ngigcizelela ngoba akuwona umhlangano weqembu elithizeni lepolitiki lo kodwa umsebenzi weParliament.
And we are not here as the ruling party, but we are here as parliament.
Futhi asikho lapha njengeqembu elibusayo kodwa silapha njengeParliament.
We know which party is ruling.
Siyazi ukuthi liphi iqembu elibusayo.
This session is not for that.
Le mhlangano akuwona ke owalokho.
There is a platform for such.
Sikhona ke isikhathi nendawo ukwenza lokho.
So we are requesting participants to stick to the bill, not to politics.
Sizocela ke abazobamba iqhaza ukuthi bagxile kakhulu kumthetho sivivinywa hayi kwezombusazwe.
Because this bill is very important for all of us.
Ngoba lo mthetho sivivinywa ubaleke kakhulu kithi sonke.
When it comes to poverty, it has got no colors.
Ngoba ke inhlupheko ayikhethi bala.
When it comes to unemployment, it has got no colors.
Mekukhulunywa ngokuthola komsebenzi nakakhethi bala.
I think it's high time that we need to mature as the country.
Ngicabanga sefika isikhathi sokuthi sikhule njengezwe ngokucabanga.
Understand where we come from
Sikhumbule la siphuma khona.
and understand where we are going.
Sikhumbule futhi siqonde ukuthi siqonde sibhekelelephi nabasiphi.
So it constitutes us to hold party. It is a requirement.
Ngakho umthetho sisekelo uyasigunyaza ukuthi sibe nemhlangano efanele nomphakathi yinto eyisidingo kufanele ukuthi siyenze.
Because we don't govern alone, people shall govern. That's how we must demonstrate it.
Ngoba asibusi sisodwa sibusa nabantu ababusayo futhi funa sikukhombise lokho.
So we are here to come and listen to your good self.
Ngakho silapha ukuzolalela ke izimvo zenu.
So my colleague will outline the objectives of the bill.
Uza kwethu ke uzothi usicathulisa ngeinhloso salomthetho sivivinywa
Nokuthi i-bill, what does the bill mean?
nanokuthi ke lo mthetho sivivinywa uchaza ukuthini.
So you must listen carefully.
Ngizocela nilalelisise.
I believe you have got documents before you in your mother tongue.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ke ninikezwe futhi nemibhalo ebhalwe ngolimi lwenu lwebele.
So he will outline everything.
Ngakho uzocacisa konke.
We don't want questions from you, but inputs.
Asidinga imibuzo ephuma kini kodwa sidinga iphakamiso.
Yeah, which will enrich the bill.
Ezokwenza ukuthi lo mthetho sivivinywa unothe.
And we will be proud that this bill, these inputs are from our people on the ground.
Ukuze nathi siyiqhenye ukuthi lo mthetho sivivinywa noma uma umthetho oqhamuka kubantu.
Thank you so much.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
I'm handing over to my colleague.
Ngizonikezela uzakwethu ke ukuthi asinikeze.
Greetings again, and let's give the chair a warm round of applause.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngibingelele futhi simnikeze ihlombe isihlalo.
Thank you again for your kind attention. I will explain to you quickly what's the key aspects of the bill.
Ngibonge kakhulu ke ngokufika kwenu nomusa wenu ngizothatha nje imizuzu embalwa ngicacise izinto ezithizeni ngalomthetho sivivinywa.
The bill is called the National Small Enterprise Amendment Bill.
Umthetho sivivinywa ubizwa ngomthetho kazwelonke noma wezokuphathwa kwamabhizinisi amancane.
It is the yellow sheets that you have in front of you and the papers that you have.
Kulamakhasi ke aphuzi alapho phambi kwenu.
This bill is very important because it tries to create an improved environment for small business enterprises.
Lo mthetho sivivinywa ubaluleke kakhulu ngoba uzama ukuthi uphucule isimo sendawo kusebenza khona amabhizinisi amancane.
And as the chair said, we are here to hear from your inputs. You can provide inputs in two forms, oral and written.
Futhi ke nje beseshilo usihlalo sizela sizolalela izimvo zenu lokho ningakwenza ngendlela ezimbili ningaza nje nizokhuluma la empopeni noma nibhale phansi nithumele kuthina ngembhalo.
Once I've finished explaining, the chair will allow 10 people at a time to indicate if they want to speak. They will be asked to line up in the middle. They will be asked to give their name, surname, their area and organization where they come from, as well as whether they support the bill or not, and also the reasons for it.
Usihlalo mabe sengiqedile uzocela ukuthi abantu baphakamise izandla uzokhetha abalishumi abazohlala kulezi zihlalo nizibonayo lapha phakathi nendawo. Uma ngabe ke sewuzokhuluma uzobe usuzisho igama lakho nesibongo nendawo ophuma kuyo bese usho futhi ukuthi ngabe uyaweseka yini umthetho sivivinywa noma cha uma ngabe ungaweseki futhi bese ubeka nezizathu zakho.
The second form is written submissions, where we invite you as your organization or yourself to submit written submissions to our colleagues from the committees and the Secretariat Service of Parliament. Is indicated on my right hand side.
Enye indlela yesibili ke yokufaka ke iziphakamiso noma ukubeka izimvo ukuthi ubhale phansi bese ke uthumelela kunobhala weParliament ngokusebenzisa lela thimba elilapha kulela tafula elingapha kwesokudla.
I also want to indicate that you are live on Parliament TV, so please wave to the people at home and greet everybody at home.
Ngicela ukunalisa futhi ukuthi nisakazwa ngqo kwi-Parliament TV ngakho bengicela nje sibingelele nabasekhaya njengoba silapha ehholo.
Now let me go quickly to the bill. The first part of the bill is to merge the three different entities, the Cooperative Development Agency, CIFA and CEDA into one entity.
Ingxenye yokuqala ke umthethosivivinywa ukuhlanganisa amahhovisi amathathu CPDA, CIFA neSEDA kube into eyodwa.
Currently, if you want help to build a stockveld or cooperative or money or loans or grants or even to set up a business plan, you have to go to different entities of these three structures.
Uma ngabe ufuna ukuvula ke uhlobo lwebhizinisi elincane inhlobo ehlukahlukene zamabhizinisi amancane kufanele kuye kulema hhovisi ahlukahlukene amathathu ebengikhuluma ngawo.
The bill proposed that we have an integrated one-stop, non-stop shop for people of South Africa to get all the type of support for small business, for cooperatives, for finance, for non-financial, for business plans, for marketing, for everything. One-stop shop that will be closer to the people and also will provide improved access, applications and support to our people on entrepreneurship.
Umthethosivivinywa ke uphakamisa ukuthi kube khona izinda esisodwa la zonke izinto eziyinsiza ezilekelela osomabhizinisi abancane ezotholakala khona okungaba ezezimali kube ukukhangisa marketing kube ukubhalwa kwama-business plan loyinhlelo zebhizinisi konke nje kutholakala endaweni eyodwa ukuze abantu bakwazi ukuthi bathole usizo noma usizo lufinyelele kalula kubo.
The second key aspect of this bill is to establish a Small Enterprise Ombud Service that will provide support for you, that will protect you, that will investigate if there is disputes, if there is bullying, if there is unclear, unfair trading practice to yourselves. It will be your form of CCMA for small businesses.
Kanti futhi ke ingxenye yesibili yomthethosivivinywa ukuthi kube khona ihhovisi laloko abathi ombudsman noma umvikeli ozovikela bona osomabhizinisi abancane uma ngabe kunezimo mhlambe la besuke bekhona behlukunyezwa amabhizinisi amakhulu noma kukhona ukungaboni ngasolinye leli hhovisi izoba yilona likwazi ukuthi lixazulule ke izinkinga ezikhona lizofana nje naloko abathi CCMA okuzoba iCCMA yamabhizinisi amancane osomabhizinisi abancane ukuthi kube khona abantu abazokwazi lapha bezokwazi baxazulule khona izinkinga zabo.
The third aspect of the bill is to declare certain practices as unfair trading practice, and it provides or it creates an opportunity for the minister to make a list of unfair practices which are to be prohibited.
Enye ke ingxenye lomthethosivivinywa ukubheka lokuthiwa indlela zokwenza ibhizinisi engavumelekile nokunikeza ke ungqongqoshe amandla ukuthi akwazi ukuthi aqhelise noma abeke izinto ezithathwa njengezindlela zokwenza ibhizinisi ezingamukelekile ngokomthetho.
The fourth part of the bill is to assert rights and responsibilities for SMMEs and cooperatives. The bill declares that small enterprises have the right to trade and transact freely, to have clear business contracts, to get reasonable payment date and interest on late payment, disclosure of relevant information, and also improve accountability from large firms and government.
Kanti ke ingxenye ke yesine yalomthethosivivinywa uqinisekisa amalungelo amabhizinisi amancane okubalwa khona ukwenza umsebenzi ngithola inkontileka ngendlela efanele ukukhokhelwa ngesikhathi esifanele uma ngabe ngakhokheliwe ngesikhathi esifanele bakhokhelwe osomabhizinisi amancane inzuzo noma lokho bathi interest uma ngabe bengakhokhelwa ngesikhathi kanye nokuqinisekisa ukuthi baphathwa ngendlela efanele amabhizinisi amakhulu abasebenzisana nawo.
The fifth part of the bill is to change or reduce the definitions from 4 definitions to 3 definitions. It will now only be micro, small and medium enterprises.
Kanti ke okunye futhi ukunciphisa indlela echazwa ngayo amabhizinisi njengoba kade kukune manje sekuthathu sekhona lawa amabhizinisi amancane kwa amabhizinisi aphakathi nendawo amabhizinisi amancane kakhulu, small, micro and medium.
The last part of the bill is to align it to the constitution and to ensure that it does create an enabling environment for small business to thrive.
Kanti ke ingxenye yokugcina yalomthethosivivinywa ukuthi umthetho uhambelana nomthethosisekelo ngokuthi unikeza amabhizinisi amancane ukuvikeleka okufanele.
Those are the key aspects of the bill. We also have both CEDA and CIFA outside to deal with specific issues that you as small business or emerging business might have. Today we want you to focus on giving us inputs on the bills and the aspects that I've outlined.
Kukhona ke nabakasida nabakasifa lapha ngaphandle engakwazi ngixhumane nabo ukuze banilekelele ngeenkinga engaba nazo. Kodwa namuhla into esizele kakhulu la ukuzobhekana nemibono ephathelene nomthetho sivivinywa lo ophambi kwethu.
I hope I have been clear, and now I hand over back to the chair so that we can hear from your inputs. Thank you for your kind attention.
Ngithemba ukuthi ngibheke kwacaca konke sengizobuyisela intamba kusihlalo ukuze sikwazi ukuqhubeka sithole imibono yenu nezimvo zenu.
Can we give him a round of applause?
Ngizocela simshayele isandla.
Thank you, Whip. We'll now start with our process. As I've indicated that we are not here to debate, but to hear your inputs.
Siyabonga kakhulu sotswebhu sesizoqala ke uhlelo lwethu lwanamuhla lokulalela imibono yenu njengoba ngishilo ukuthi asizange lapho kuzoba nezinkulumo mpikiswano kodwa sizolalela ukuthi nithini njengezakhamuzi.
We started late because of the distance, but I believe those who will speak will be given that opportunity to speak, and those who will not make it will do it in writing.
Siqale emva kwesikhathi ngenxa yeinkinga ezibe khona ngokuqhela kwabantu kodwa ke ngicabanga ukuthi abakhona bazokwazi bakhulume uma kukhona abangazange balithola ithuba sebengakwazi bafaka imibono yabo ngokuthi babhale bathumele eParliament.
When you go to the podium, you mentioned your name. I'm Violet Suwele from Ward 8, or from a small business or from a cooperative. I here to stand to support the bill or to reject the bill. My reasons are 1, 2, 3, and then you are done.
Uma ngabe usuza ke phambili la empopeni uzofika uzishiya igama lakho nesibongo usho ukuthi ngabe uphuma kephi noma umele ukukhulumela liphi ibhizinisi elincane noma icooperative bese ukhuluma ngokubekayo kodwa ngaphambi kokuthi ukhuluma ngokubekayo usho ukuthi uyaweseka noma uwesekini umthetho sivivinyo uma usuqedile ukusho ke umbono wakho bese ke usuqedile.
If you have got issues, we indicated that SEDA and SIFA, they're outside, will go and register them. Or you may do it in writing rather than to come and indicate it here, which is also important. But for now, we want to hear your views about the bill.
Uma ngabe kukhona ke okungakuphethe kahle mhlawumbe ukuthinta uSifa noSida ungakhuluma nabo ngaphandle hayi ngoba kungabalekile kodwa ukuthi namhlanje sizele nje uzokhuluma kakhulu ngomthetho sivivinyo.
Objectives has been outlined.
Izinhloso ke zomthetho sivivinyo bese ke zibaluliwe.
Uma uphakama ke uqonda ngqo kuzo.
When you get an opportunity to come to the front, please talk to those.
As I've indicated that we're in Parliament, our minutes is only, and when my mic, I will be indicating to you that time up, and if once I do that, you must just leave the podium.
Njobe sengishilo ukuthi seParliament sinikezwa imizuzu emithathu njengaseParliament ngakho uma ngabe sengiphakamisa imic yami ngikhombisa yona ngokuyinyakazisa kuzobe kuchaza ukuthi isikhathi sakho sesiphelile ngakho uzocela ukuthi uhlale phansi.
I am now inviting hands.
Sengizothatha ke abazokhuluma bazophakamisa izandla bazokhuluma.
They will point you to come to the center.
Bazokukhomba uma uphakamisile ukuze uze la maphakathi nehholo.
Let's raise up our hands,
Ngizocela
please.
siphakamise izandla ngabafisa ukukhuluma.
Or maybe let me pose a question. Are we happy about the objectives of the bill, all of us?
Mhlawumbe ke ngibuza umbuzo sithokozile yini ke inhloso zalomthetho sivivinyo sonke nje wasila. Yebo.
Do we agree with the objectives of the bill?
Siyavumelana nenhloso zomthetho sivivinyo.
Can we show by raise of hands those who are saying we are in support of the bill?
Ngicela abasekela lo mthetho sivivinyo baphakamise izandla abaweseka abavumelana nawo.
Akuna neutral people, even God does not want neutral people.
Akekho ke uphakathi nendawo ngoba noNkulunkulu akamfuni umuntu
Thank
ophakathi
you, I
nendawo.
can see that the majority are supporting, but because we are in Parliament, I would like you to go and register it on the mic.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi kanti siyaweseka lo mthetho sivivinyo kodwa ngoba siseParliament ngizocela ukuthi nize phambili nizokusho la empopeni ukuthi niyaweseka.
Maybe let me whisper this to you. My surname is Slebela, the Suwela one is the other surname. Here, we are live on TV as a parliament, so you are losing an opportunity.
Ithi ngenihlebela ukuthizeni ukuthi njengoba ngisho ukuthi isibongo sami usuwela la sizovela.
Yabona sebaphakamisa manje, nansi isandla ngale.
They are raising their hands because there's TV, but we are live on TV, so let's use this opportunity.
You will indicate to me whether we are running short of one.
Si shota nje ngoyedwa ukugcina
One, to show off on the TV.
ozovela kumabonakude.
But I will still insist that you come to the podium because we want records that you are supporting the bill.
Ngisazophinda futhi ngigcizelele noma ngiphoqa ukuthi size la empopeni ngoba siyadinga ukuthi abathi bavumelana nabo bavele besho ngomlomo wabo ukuthi bayavumelana nomthetho sivivinyo.
Yeah, we are now fine. Officials disseminate forms because not everyone is going to speak. We are running out of time.
Ngizocela ke abasebenzela iParliament basabalise amafomu ngoba akuzuba khona ithuba lokuthi wonke umuntu akhulume.
The first speaker may start.
Oqala ke usengeza phambili.
3 minutes.
Unemzuzu emithathu.
Ngiyalibingelela iParliament.
Greetings to Parliament.
Mina ngiyawuphakamisa ngiyawuseconda umthetho sekelo osomabhizinisi abancane.
I second the proposed bill that supports small business.
Ngoba kade ngizibuza ukuthi kahle kahle nihleli ngakuphi sibhizi seshizila sehla senyuka.
I've been asking myself for the longest time, where are you? Because we've been struggling the longest time.
Njengamanje nje kade sinenkinga uDawude unyusa imali daily by daily uqhamuka namhlanje inkukhu u100 and something then uyafika sometimes then u100 inyuka in fluctuation yokunyuka kwa business siba nenkinga ukuthi mase siya order siba ne problem ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi spot.
Recently we're struggling with the inflation. Whenever we have to order, the prices are increasing in a very irregular manner.
So ngize ngicine nge lapha la fanele khona admit mina ukuthi makunyuka isinyuke yazi anyuka amahlandla amathathu then ngize nganyuka mina sinyuke ihlandla lesi4 because sengingasakwazi ukuthi nami ngifaka into ephaketheni sengibona ukuthi ngiyadlala.
Prices have been increasing more than 3 times. Now, when it got to the 4th time, I realized that it won't make sense for me just to continue buying stock.
So ngiyafisa ukuthola ama forms ngithola indlela yokujoyina ngazi ukuthi kuqhubeka kanjani zonke indlela ekhona.
I would like to know where would I get the forms and where would I get any necessary support from small business.
Thank you.
Siyabonga.
Thank you so much. As we have indicated that SEDA and SIFA is outside, the participant can go and see them
Njoba
outside.
sishilo ukuthi usita noSifa ukhona la
Your
ngaphandle.
name, my brother? You
Ungaya
didn't mention.
Ulani Makhoba.
Thank you. Next.
Sanibonani Parliament.
Greetings, Parliament.
Linjani?
How are you this morning?
Igama lami nguSithi wangu
My name is Sithi Nkosi
ewa 34.
from Ward 34.
Mamuswela maybe umuntu angene lapho ungena khona. Today is a Sunday. Umuntu andlule eqala.
Today is a Sunday, Chairperson. Maybe before I delve into the gist of the matter, may I start here?
Mamu Chairman,
Chairperson,
with all due respect, uSithi Nkosi is a leader as 34.
ngayo yonke inhlonipho, I am the leader in Ward 34.
Ngithole i-call ngo7 namhlanje mama.
I got a call at 7 a.m. this morning.
Ethi kunamatekisi athatha abantu ngase ngifuna ngosamatekisi bethi Nkosi sathi singomasomabhizinisi kwakhulunywa ngosomabhizinisi nase nifika nawe namatekisi nithi thina somabhizinisi somatekisi sizodlana.
I got a call from from the taxi industry that we see people in my area collecting people, and they were asking, "You are a leader in our area. Some taxis we do not know are collecting people. What do you think we're gonna eat?"
Angiqala ke nami ngithi uphefumula ke mama.
Maybe I may then go on and air my views towards the bill.
Mama ngiyawuza umthetho oqhamuka sekuthiwa asizogcwalisa.
I hear the proposed bill that we're supposed to support or comment on.
Mama kulokhu kwathi inhlo kunezimali zo small business.
From time immemorial, there's always been a budget approved for small business.
But thina as small business baba asiyazi lo mali.
But we as small businesses, we do not know that man. We don't see that man.
Ushilo ke mama wathi unabantu abawu9. I'm sure ufuza ama report yawathola eKZN. Uthi bangako sambisa bangaka bathola imali asiyazi imali mama.
You did say you've got a fully fledged committee. I'm sure you should be getting a report. How many people in KZN benefited? Because we have not seen such in our area.
Mhlambe ngoba isikhathi naso kuthiwa sincane mama ngizogcina lapha nje kodwa ngiyathanda umabele umva ubheke ukuthi umanizo okuzayo nixhumane phela nama taxi ama industries ukuze ningahambile ningezi la bese nizostethela umsindo ekweni uhulumeni.
Due to time constraints, I will rest my case here, but next time when you come, please ensure that you utilize the local taxi industry so that you don't come as parliament and leave us with problems.
Thank you very much.
Siyabonga.
Thank you. Next.
Olandelayo.
Molweni Parliament.
Greetings, Parliament.
Igama ngisonwabile
I am Sonwabile,
wakwadada
Dada.
and ndizalwe Mount Fletcher ku Drakensberg.
I'm from Mount Fletch,
Kodwa ke ndihlala apha eNtuzuma.
but I reside here in Tuzuma,
Phinde ndibe ngusekela sihlalo weDr Priestley Isaka Seme Foundation.
and I'm a deputy chair of Dr. Pixley Gaisame Foundation.
So lapha ke mina uzo supporta njengoba seketshilo umama. Sizo supporta siyawunami ndiyawusupporta.
I support the bill,
Kodwa nami ndinento yokuhlabeka ukuthi njalo singosomabhizinisi abancane
however,
Siya-
I have this
siya
concern
applya
that we
njalo
as small
kwimali
businesses,
eziloko zivezwa.
we always apply for the monies,
Kodwa sithola ukuthi asiphumeleli ukuthi sizifumane
but we're never fortunate enough to get those funding.
sifikelele kuthi
We never receive them.
mase sizilandelela futhi uphinde ubone ukuthi hey ingathi uzoqhwaya into engafanelanga uyiqhwaya.
Whenever you try to make due follow-ups, it's like you are asking for something that you're
So
not
siyavuya
supposed
ke
to do.
namhlanje ukuthi sibe separlament
We are happy to be in Parliament
sike
today,
siyibeke lento ivele ubala
that we register this clearly.
kuba siyajabula mangaba iparlament elifika kithi ukuthi sikwazi ukuxoxa ubuso nobuso nani nive izikhalo zethu ngokukhawuleza if ziyalungiseka sivuye silungise sikwazi ukuphila nathi.
That we engage face to face, register our issues. If they can be resolved, let them be resolved so that life may go on.
Ngoba nekampani ezisiregisterishile ziyafuna ukuvuselelwa zifuna ukwenziwa zonke izinto kanti nathi funeka sondle imindeni yethu.
These are registered companies. There is finances that needs for upkeeping. We also must be taking good care of our families.
Ndithanda ukuma apho ningaze nigqibele u3
May
minutes.
I stop here before
Of course.
I finish all my allocated time? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next.
Olandelayo.
Ngicela ukubingelela iParliament eyihlonishwe ezisivakashele.
May I greet the Parliament and all the honorables visiting us today.
Igama lami uSibusiso akanzanga.
I am Sibusiso Nzama.
Ngisuka eChesterville eMkhumbane.
I'm from Mkumbane in Chesterville.
Ngizoqala nje ngokuthi ngibonge ithuba
I will start by appreciating the opportunity granted.
esengithe ngalicosha. Nokho sekunesikhathi ufisa lo mzuzu
It's been a while that I've been longing for this opportunity.
ukuthi ngingafinyelela kanjani eParliament.
That how can I access Parliament?
Isizathu ake ngiqale nje ke ngibonge nje nalomthetho
May I
uzivinya
start by
ohlongozwayo
appreciating the proposed bill.
engicabanga ukuthi uzosilekelela
I believe it will help greatly.
kodwa ke angazi noma mhlambe ngizokusho manje mhlambe ngabe sengiyaphuma yini.
However,
Kodwa
I'm not sure whether what I will say here I'll be deviating.
nakho uma qondana nathi osomabhizinisi abancane.
But this has got to do with us as small business owners.
Njengoba ngilana nje umyalezo nguthole ngolesihlanu. Sokukhulunywa indaba yanamhlanje.
As I'm here today, I only got notified on Friday about today.
Inkinga ekhona.
The problem we're
Sosomabhizinisi
facing
abancane,
is
ikakhulukazi
small
mina ngirana
business.
ispaza shop.
I run a spaza shop.
Iproblem esinayo sinenkinga ukuthi sesiyawa sakwazi ukucoshela inganisini.
We're facing a big problem where our businesses are shutting down. We can no longer provide for our families.
Isizathu ke esibanga lokho
Main reason being,
indlela engizothi uhulumeni wethu ngizosho kanjani.
it is simply how government, I will say it that way,
Kanjani na
how.
sesithola thina sesihleli kwelinye izwe kahle kahle sesifana nezivakashi
We find ourselves as visitors in our own land.
ngokuthi mangabe uthi uyakhala la kuthiwa hamba ukhale khona isikhalo sakho basihlaba inhlaka.
Whenever you go to register your complaint in some offices, it's like they receive your complaint with disdain and disregard.
Engihlale phe kodaba
Straight to my point.
inkinga esinayo ikakhulukazi thina abanikazi bama-tax shop
We tax shop owners in South Africa,
sinenkinga ukuthi asakwazi ukufanishina through isimo engicabanga ukuthi nama-members amanye ephalamende into ayibona ngoba kuyona into efihlile phambi kwawo wonke umuntu yokuthi kube nabantu bokufika abangena emalokishini.
the problem is the influx of foreigners in our townships.
Esesikhompyutha nabo ngama-spaza shop.
We are competing with them neck to neck with this spaza shop business, in the spaza shop
Into
industry.
efike ibe buhlungu kakhulu ke ikona ukuthi lama-spaza shop esiqophisana nawo akusikhona ukuthi ama-spaza shop mhlambe alabantu abakuwona abasebenzayo.
The challenge is that the spaza shops that we are competing with are not owned by the people that are running those spaza shops.
Uma silandelela siyathola ukuthi kanye kanye labantu okuyibona esioda kubona thina ibona laba abathatha labantu ababafaka lapha emalokishini ukuze baqhube ibhizinisi labo.
We discovered that the very same wholesalers where we're stocking our stock, where we buy our stock from, are the one in partnership with these new spaza shop owners. They supply them to expand their footprint.
So into mabe sidlulisela kwabakhulu esazuthi bona basiphethe.
So
Bathi asibonele kubona ngoba they know how to run ama-spaza shop.
Whenever we report or escalate to people in authority, they are telling us we should be learning from these foreigners because they know how to run spaza
Into
shops.
efike ngixakeke ukuthi ke umbuzo engibuzo labantu befika abafike singenawo nama-spaza shop.
The question I always ask is that when these foreigners came, did they come here? Didn't we have our own spaza shops?
So lonto ifike ibe buhlungu ngoba ngeke uze ungitshela ukuthi ungakhompyutha ne-wholesale o-order kuyona.
Now, it's very painful because you cannot really compete with the wholesaler that you are buying from, that you're stocking from.
Osekufika ke kumina ke sengiqeda nje. Osefika kumina ukuthi njengoba iParliament lesibize lada size la. Sekubuye ngazi ukuthi mhlawumbe ngabe ileli ikhwela engazi noma ikhwela noma into esiyenzeke emhlabeni jikelele ukuthi sekunezingane nabantu abafayo through la spaza shop.
Now, Parliament has called us all that is coming around everywhere, that now people dying because of the very same spaza shops.
Bekukuningi ke bengakusho ngiyabonga.
I would have said many, but due to time constraints, thank you.
Thank you, Sbusiso. I gave you more time. Next.
Sanibone Parliament.
Greetings, Parliament.
Ulonikhuluma nawo Sibonelo Nene.
I am Sibonelo
Ward
Nene
85 eMlazi.
from Ward 85 in Lazi.
Ngizokhulumela iyoti kakhulu.
I speak on behalf of the youth.
Yes. Njengoba imisebenzi ingekho as I'm a graduate for honors manje. Umsebenzi angawutholi
I've
namanje.
got an honors degree, I'm a graduate, but I've never been employed.
Okay. I decided to call small business.
Then I decided to start a small business.
Before inkukhu zamaqanda ngafeza inyama.
I'm doing poultry chicken farming
Yes.
for
In a-
eggs and for meat.
Yeah. Inespaza shop khona eMlazi futhi.
I also run a spaza shop right there in Umlazi.
Ngicela ukugxila kakhulu kwi paperwork ama permits kanje.
May I just focus on the permits and those related paperwork?
Asiqaleni ngebill kuqala because suka ukhohlwa ukuthi silethe ibill.
Yes.
Let's start with the bill
Ngicela
first.
umthethosisekelo ukusekela.
I support the bill.
Yes. Bese ngithi size umthethosisekelo ngoba ama small business asiyiphambili asikhuli ngenxa yama permit.
I hope the bill will intervene and help us with permits, with the issue of permits.
Yebo. Ngoba nami business amanye ngicine ngiwayeka ngenxa yama permit delay asikwazi ukwathola
I
ngokusheshsha.
ended up shutting some businesses due to delayed approval of permits.
Yes, ukusiza kakhulu lo mthetho mhlambe njengabanye bethu sebethanda ukukhula nokuthi sonke ngasinawo ama permit mhlambe basisize uhlelo oluthile lapha emphakathini kuthina basisize ukuthi mhlambe silekelele ukuthi sikwazi ukuregister ama business ethu.
May this bill help us with the facilitation and the fast tracking of the issuing of permits so that we register our businesses and we run proper legal businesses in our areas.
Yebo ngoba sifika nenkinga bathi ama business ethu ayekho formally bocela ama grant kanje nje endaweni eziningi bathi funa be formal ama business ukuze ukwazi ukuxhaswa.
We need these permits because whenever we seek for funding or for grants, we told that our business are informal, so they cannot be funded or assisted.
Yes, besibe nenkinga kakhulu elami business register nenkinga zokuvuselela ama business ama permit ama paper maningi kakhulu afuneka la.
I registered my business long time ago, but the renewal, all the paperwork around the renewal of businesses, there's many documents that are required. Many of us end up renewing and we're not licensed.
Yes, banzima kakhulu umatch umasipala
And
wazi ukuthi
fined by the city.
sebenze wona ama fine ngoba asebenza isikhathi eside ufuna ukhokhe wona la
You
mali.
end up working to service those fines.
Yes, ugcina ugive up ibusiness uliyeka.
Then by the ultimate, you give up, you leave the business.
Bese ngajabula mhlambe uParliament lesisizo lo mthethosisekelo usiza kakhulu lezo inkinga esinazo.
May the proposed bill intervene particularly to these issues of paperwork and yeah.
Hayi ngiyabonga kakhulu kuningi bengingakusho.
There's many that I could say.
Write it down, Sibonelo, as a graduate. Write it down and submit because those input will assist South Africa.
Ibhale phansi ke Sibonelo usubmit ke latafula ngani ngoba lezi zinto oyisho zibalekile ziyosiza kakhulu.
Okay, ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you.
You. Next.
Olandelayo.
Sanibona.
Greetings.
Yeah, oh sorry. Ngibonge sihlalo ngibonge kwikomiti lonke.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee.
Yeah, nakoza kwethu
And-
esihamba nabo.
And all our colleagues present.
Igama lami ngumzameni ngwakamdleko isibongo.
I am Zameni Mdleko.
Ngokuhlala ngihlala eGliplands Hostel
I'm from Gleeblands Hostel
eWard 76.
in Ward 76.
Sakhele lapha ehostel izakhiwe ilokishi. Nale ndawo yase airport endala kwakuhlala amabhunu.
Yeah, we are neighbors to the township and that old airport area that used to be occupied by Afrikaners.
Umuntu akabonga ukuthola ithuba uyaqala umnyathela endlini efana
I
nalena.
appreciate the opportunity. It's my first time being in an environment. Yes.
Ba umholi ewadini ngiyilunga le committee ngohola wona lomnyango osomabhizinisi abancane.
I'm a member of the ward committee and I lead the Department of Small Business.
Ngizocela ukubonga nje kuhulumeni ukuthi akafike azozwa kuthini ukuthi siyawesekela ni lomthetho
I want to
sififi.
appreciate government for coming to us to hear our views whether we support this proposed bill. I appreciate that.
Ngibonge bese ke ngibe mfishane.
I'll be brief.
Sinesikhalazo somabhizinisi njengabantu bebecindezelekile kakhulukazi abahlala ema-hostel.
Our complaint as businesses, especially those who were previously oppressed, and especially those of us in the hostels.
So okwenzakalayo akusebenzeki into entsha umuntu aqala ukuyi experience mhlambe 3 months back kule ndaba yabafowethu abasuka ngaphandle besingenabo nhlobo especially kwi area yethu eGlip.
We are struggling to, especially in our area. We did not have these foreigners coming, flooding our areas. Now we have them in in Klip.
Ya njengomuntu okwaziyo ukuthi siyahola and uyabuka futhi Okay. Njengomuntu okwaziyo ukuthi uyaholwa, so njengoba solwa nje kunenhlaka esesizisebenzisa nezahulumeni.
I know that we are all led and there are leadership structures and hierarchies even for government.
Ngoba sinabo somabhizinisi abakhona bebehweba ngendlela eright, so uma bebuka abafowethu labo uyabona uzinzo alisoba khona and sidume ngendlela yokuthi indawo yethu ayibi nozinzo, so kuyaswarisha.
Now, people that have been trading in this in this spaza business, with the coming of these new foreign-owned spazas, our areas are known for instability. So I'm making a call that there could be problems in our area.
So ngokubuholo obukhona ke kuyazama ukuthi mhlambe kusebenze kutheneni lento mhlambe abantu abayicabangayo nabayifisayo ngabafowethu mhlambe ingenzeki. Siyafisa ukuthi uhulumeni neparlamente ke lingenelele kube khona nje indlela yomthetho ezoke isiqoshelela abafowethu ukuze sibe nozinzo.
The local leadership is trying to calm down the people, not to plot and act on these new foreign or owners of spaza shops in our areas. We now appeal to government to assist with a law that will help curb the influx of these foreign owned spaza shops.
Mhlambe kokugcina ngibonge isihlalo. Mhlambe kokugcina.
My last chairperson.
Sinezakhiwo lapha ezahulumeni nezakhiwo nje ezi-private.
We've got government buildings there and privately owned buildings in our area.
Mhlambe mowabuka lama institution uthatha umshiyene uthatha iFET uthatha icarpet. Osomabhizinisi abancane abanalo ilungelo lokuthi lapha bakwazi ukuthi basizakala.
Look at government institutions like Msheni Hospital, the local FET College and many others around the area. Small businesses are not given an opportunity to work maybe as carpentry and any other small opportunities.
So logo uma ubuka akusisizi. So into besicela nje ukuthi mhlambe mekhona indlela uhulumeni angangenelela ngayo ke sisizakale ngoba uyabuka ukuthi kunabafowethu nodade wethu lezi zindawo abazibamba ngobhongwana and futhi uma uqhubeka ukuthi uyaphambili angiboni ukuthi ungakwazi ukuthi usurvive. Bekuyiloko baba ngiyabonga.
My point is that our brothers and sisters with those skills be given an opportunity because the market is not really friendly, it's not open for them.
Thank you. Next.
Ulandelayo.
Sanibonani Parliament.
Greetings to Parliament.
Ngibingelela futhi kwethu
Greetings to my colleagues
and ama colleagues enhlangano engiphuma kuyona iBITF.
and my colleagues from BITF, our organization.
Igama lami uNathi Nzama.
I am Nati
Nzama.
Nzama.
Ngibase khona la eThekwini.
I'm based right here in Durban.
As a BITF, I'm talking on behalf of BITF.
I represent BITF as we speak.
Sizamile futhi nokubhalela iDepartment of Small Business Development.
We have tried to write to Department of Small Business.
Chair, I think ama concerns or ama issues that ngizobeka la mhlambe abhekelele kwi point lesithathu loba uDeputy Chair kade ibekele eqaleni.
My points are responding directly to point 3 that the council whip was alluding to.
Lawa abheke kakhulu kuma unfair practices or procurement practices by the state.
Those talk to unfair procurement practices, kushuthi ukusebenza okungamukelekile okwenziwa uhulumeni kosomabhizinisi.
And lawa ma practices affect noma athinta kakhulu thina njengasomabhizinisi.
And those unfair practices affect us directly as small business.
Ngizokwenza umzekelo Chair.
I'll make an example.
Amanye ama issues siwabhalile kwi document esizohanda over.
We've got a document that we'll submit after this.
Yilawo othola ukuthi kunama state institutions that are still charging tender fees.
You find that there is a number of state institutions still charging tender fees. Ikhongo kahulumeni esafaka inkokhelo noma inhlawulo yabantu abafuna ukufaka izicelo zamatenda noma imisebenzi.
And those tender fees, as unfair as they are, uthola ukuthi when the tender gets cancelled, obviously they are compulsory, they are non-refundable. When the tender gets cancelled, you have to pay it again when they re-advertise.
Those non-refundable tender fees, when the tender is pulled off the roll or is cancelled, by law, they are non-refundable. When it's re-advertised again, you must pay again.
Enye ke, Chair, enye ama issues esinawo unfair yilawo yoku-adjudicate ama-tenders.
Another one is the adjudication of those tenders.
Uthola ukuthi uzothola ukuthi nebafuna laphayana ukuthi i-company must have been in business for 5 years in order to have a chance of winning that tender.
You find that
as an example.
You find that bazothi inkampani ayibe isisebenze iminyaka emihlanu ukuze izoba sethubeni lokuqasha.
And on top of that, you must have references. The company must have references. And the
Above-
problem with that, how does a company that was started in July or last month have references? Because you cannot go to Spar or Pick and Pay to buy a reference.
Above the minimum of 5 years of service, they also want references. And then a company that registered last month or 3 months ago, where will they get the references? Because you can't shop it at our spas and checkers to get those references.
Chair, omunye ke uzakwethu okwakhuluma phambili uyakhuluma ngama-documents that have to be filled by when you are applying either for refunding or any kind of application.
One of the previous speakers spoke about documentation for compliance that is required.
Those documents, Chair, they are very unfair. Kunama tenders, in fact, aqhamuka ko-Eskom, ko-Transnet. Uma uresponda kwi-tender yakhona, it's like ubhala i-thesis yase-university, ngoba there are a lot of documents, of which the majority of which are unnecessary.
Those compliance documents, they are like a thesis level of research for university. You know, just basic tender from our SOEs like your Transnet, your Eskom, they make it difficult for small business to participate. Do you support the bill or you
Sorry.
reject the bill?
Yes, no, Chair, I support the bill, sorry. I fully support the bill.
You
Chair.
are lucky, the timer did not time you, so I'm scared because.
Yeah.
Okay, Chair, no, sengizovala, Chair, we've got some recommendations, Chair.
In my conclusion, we've got a couple of recommendations.
Ukuthi you, Chair, nozakwenu as lawmakers, if you can probably launch or instruct the National Treasury and the Department of Small Business to go back and review procurement practices. Because even in this document that we will hand over, we did not list all the issues that are faced by us.
We would like you as legislators to review the procurement laws because what's going on there is very, very unfair to us as small business.
Singajabula, siyabonga, Chair.
Would appreciate that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, you were lucky. He could not time you on time.
Ube nenhlanhla, uthole, okuthe xaxa.
Next, thank you.
Ngiyabingelela kusihlalo,
Greetings to chair,
bingelela kuzakwethu.
greetings to colleagues.
Engikunotisile nengikuthandile mina
What I noticed and what I liked
ukuthi sosomabhizinisi abancane
is that,
sikwazi kwasondezwe
is that we were invited as small business.
sondele eqaleni phezulu kwesikhathi eside sicindezelekile.
For the longest time, we were oppressed.
Sinamabhizinisi awo no 10 years kodwa akakwazi ukuthi abe nenqubekela
We
phambili.
got businesses registered more than 10 years ago, but without any progress.
Wana amabhizinisi wethu akarejistwanga.
Some of our businesses are not even registered.
Sidayisa ukudla okudliwa abantu.
We are selling food, people are buying, we are feeding people.
Abantu mangaba kubaphi inkinga lokho kudla suke sikudayisa noba bakuthiwa icustomer liyakubopha awukwazi ukusizakala ndawo wena umuntu wejele.
If there is customer complaints with the food you serve or the customer is taking you to court, you are not protected and you can't get any help from government.
Ngiyabonga ngokuthi sesizokwazi banathi siyazi yethu imithetho.
I'm grateful that we will now know the laws that pertain to our business.
Ngizothatha upoint angisazi boku point number bani obuthi amabhizinisi amakhulu amanje ngana nalesi order kona funa nathi siyazi imithetho yethu njengoba ikwazi ba isicindezelo ngokwama price.
I'm happy with the section that said there's going to be a room for us to lodge our complaints if big business is bullying us or they are price hiking and the likes.
amabhizinisi amakhulu esorder kona asicindezela ngokwama price since bebona ivolume esuke sithenga ngayo
Big
bakwazi ukuba
businesses are
basiqede-
very
basicindezele.
oppressive with their pricing. When they see the demand of a certain product, they just shoot it up so that we won't afford it.
Nathi singajabula sosomabhizinisi abancane ukuthi nangalinye ilanga makuthiwa kukhala bona abathengi bethu sayida ushelwe sikwazi basifike sikhangeze khona.
We'll be delighted if there is complaints from our customers that we'll be able to go to government maybe and get some support.
Siyasibonga isandla sesinikezwe government ukuthi akwazi basikhulise sikwazi ba adina khona sikhangeza kona ukuze kwazi ba nathi ama customer ethu mangaba ukuthi kushe indlu noba kufika izimvula kwakhona okukhahlamezekayo nathi sihambe sokhangeza khona.
Thank you for the warm handshake we are receiving from government so that when our customers maybe experience or suffer disasters, we may be able to assist them through charity work or through CSI projects.
Asilitholi indawo xhaso sifisa uba nama workways sibe nezitolo ezinkulu.
We are not funded anywhere. We like to grow our businesses to restaurants and big shops.
Ngibonga kakhulu kunade ngisazo.
Thank you for the opportunity. I would have said more.
Igama.
Igama uvusumuzi ngisuka eMlazi
Vusumuzi from Umlazi.
V section.
Thank you, Vusumuzi. Next.
Olandelayo.
Nginibingelela nonke.
Greetings to you all.
Egameni lomfelo wami uJesu Kristu.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen.
Ngiphuma Ward 87
I'm from Ward 87
eMlazi.
in Umlazi.
All right. I run a business digital marketing eMlazi.
In a business le digital marketing, logo advertiser online.
Online. One of the reasons I started that business was because of the scarcity of infrastructure.
Isizathu sokuthi ngiqale lo business ngoba ngangibona ukuthi kuyashoda kakhulu ingqala sizinda.
So the scarcity of business infrastructure.
Iyashoda kakhulu ingqala sizinda yebusiness.
When people speak of capital, they normally speak of money.
Uma abantu bekhuluma ukuthi ngidinga icapital basuke bona besho ukuthi hayi ngidinga imali.
But when you study the definition and the meaning of the word capital, it's the means of production.
Kodwa uma ubheka igama lithi capital alisho nje imali lisho izinto ezisiza umkhiqizo.
Izinsiza zokukhiqiza.
Yes.
So now, most of the time people think the stumbling block is money.
Abantu abaningi ke bacabanga ukuthi inkinga enkulu imali.
But now, if you look at townships where the majority of blacks live, I would say clearly that blacks, because that's a legacy that we're trying to.
Uma ukhuluma ngamalokishi ke ila ukuhlala khona thina bantu abansundu.
And you see a lack of trading infrastructure.
Ubona ukuthi indawo zohwebo azikho kangakanani.
For example,
ukwenza isibonelo.
if you want to start a spaza shop,
Uma ufuna ukuqala nje isiphaza,
you will need property, real estate to run a spaza shop.
kufanele ube nesakhiwo ozokwazi ukusebenza isiphaza sakho.
And there is a definite scarcity of operational venue.
Hayi kushoda ke ngesantsha ngendlela emangalisayo indawo zokusebenza.
We would like to plead with government to develop other forms of capital.
So cela kuhulumeni angenelele ngeinsiza kusebenza.
For example, we're looking at things like a structural capital.
Njenge capital yes yama structures ayibe khona inqala sizinda.
Creative, functional party development that will make it easy for people to wake up in the morning and start a business.
Azibe khona izakhiwo ezilungele ezikhuthaza noma ezinze kube lula ukuthi bavuke nabo bayithathe baqala amabhizinisi.
Also important,
Okunye futhi okubalekile ukuthi abantu mabasizwe ngolwazi
as well as technology.
baphinde futhi bathole nosizo kwizinto zobuxhakaxhaka besimanje.
Yes. I would like to also advise Parliament to get a book called Infinite Wealth.
Ngizoncoma ukuthi iParliament ake bethola incwadi okuthiwa Infinite Wealth
written
igama
by Paul Zane Pilzer.
layo. Ibhalwe uPaul Zane Pilzer.
Pilzer, yes. Paul Zane Pilzer was an advisor to two US presidents,
Wayeluleka komengameli ababili baseMelika.
a lecturer in Russia and in China,
Wafundisa enyuvesi eRussia naseChina.
and as well as a billionaire who has written best-selling books.
Usozigidigidi futhi obhale incwadi ezidayisa ubuthaphuthaphu.
What he teaches is how to tap into infinite wealth. He says wealth is infinite
Ufundisa ukuthi kungenwa kanjani emnothweni ongapheli ngoba umnotho awupheli awubalwa awukaleki.
because wealth is infinite because the human mind is infinite.
Umnotho ke awupheli ngoba kanjalo nengqondo yomuntu ayipheli ayibalwa ayikaleki.
Now the best way to leverage that is through technology.
Indlela ke yokuphendula ngqo kulawo mathuba la ukuthi uhambisane nobuxhakaxhaka besimanje bezobuchwepheshe.
By investing in technology,
Ngokuthi ke ufaka imali yakho kulobuxhakaxhaka besimanje.
technology that will leverage our production,
Technology ke eyenza ukuthi umkhiqizo wakho ungapheli.
this is how China as well managed to bridge the gap and become a first world country.
iChina ke isuke kanjalo ke emuva yaphenduka unumber 1 emhlabeni kwezokuthuthuka nomnotho.
As well as we'd like Parliament to look at national and provincial performance that affects the small business on the ground.
iParliament aliphinde libheke ukuthi basebenza kanjani kuzwelonke na kuyifundazwe ukuthi amabhizinisi amancane athuthuke abakucubungisise lokho.
For example,
Isibonelo,
if I'm running an internet cafe
uma ngine internet cafe lapha
and,
abantu bathola
and there's
internet.
load shedding which affects my apologies, I'll be very
Uma
quick.
ugesi uhambile ngohlelo lukahulumeni
It affects the entire functionality of not just one business but thousands of businesses, hundreds of thousands of businesses. on the ground.
amabhizinisi azinkulungwane namakhulukhulu ey'nkulungwane awasasebenzi ngalesikhathi ugesi usahambile.
Lastly, the cleanliness, for example, we live in Durban, which is a tourist city.
Okugcina ukuhlanzeka. Idolobha lethu esihlala kulo yitheku elidume ngokuheha abavakashi abaningi.
However, it will be difficult to run a tourist business or a food business in a place where the provincial government, or rather the city, is not taking care of the city properly.
Ibhizinisi ke lokudla mhlambe lezokuvakasha noma lezokungcebeleka alenzeki uma idolobha lingcolile noma isifundazwe singcolile singanakekele.
So just in summary, I'd like to say, let us look at more than money. Let us look at other forms of capital that can either make us or break us.
Ngokufingqiwe nje ngithi asingabheki usizo lwemali kuphela. Asibheke ezinye insiza kusebenza ezisizo somabhizinisi ukuthi bathuthuke baye phambili.
Yebo.
Do you support the bill?
About the bill, again, there's an issue that, yes, I do support the bill. However, it would have been more better to have this information dissemination on time to be able ukuthi ngikwazi ukuyihlaziya kahle ibill ngibone ukuthi there are no loopholes, because I'll be supporting something tomorrow that I will question myself. So I partially support it. If something arises that I do not support, may I have the liberty to withdraw my support. Thank you.
I gave you more minutes. I won't allow that. You support or you reject, but thanks for the lecture.
Support. Thank you.
Thanks for the lecturing.
You're
And
welcome.
when cleanness is next to. Deliberately, I allow you to speak because we were receiving a lecture. And may God bless you and open doors for you. So if ever you have got anything to register, our offices, CEDA and SEFA, they are outside. To all those who feel that there is something which you would like to register, go and register it to SEDA. And also give my desk your inputs in writing. I think that's why he's calling you.
Inkulumo zenu ezinhle nizilethe lapha etafuleni babe nazo nina enifuna ukubhalisa amabhizinisi noma izicelo thizeni uSida noSifa bakhona lapha ngaphandle banilindile uma kuphunywa.
Bafuna usho igama lakho
Oh,
awukalishi.
yes,
noma
I
ngusho.
didn't say.
Thank you, Sibosiso. We are proud about our young lions.
Siyaziqhenya kakhulu ngamagumbi ethu amancane.
Because you can see that the guy exploring.
Uyabona kakhulu ukuthi hayi ingcweti le iyahlola.
I am requesting Parliament to do this. Say I am requesting the nation because Parliament was just a representative. You must lecture the society that education is key.
iParliament uthi lifunde vele uthi ucela izwe lonke la South Africa ngoba iParliament abantu abamele isizwe uthi imfundo ibalekile ukhiye
And udlame alisizi.
and violence doesn't help.
So we are so grateful here in eThekwini Metro.
Sijabule kakhulu ke la eThekwini.
As I've indicated that we started late, we are from different areas. I would like the last round.
Ngishilo ukuthi njengoba siqale sesihambile isikhathi ngizocela ukuthatha abokugcina ke manje iqeqebana lokugcina.
Noma unganendaba eziningi mina ngifuna uphakame usho ukuthi ibill ngiyayisupport or angisupport uhlala phansi igama lakho.
You may spare us detail but just state clearly whether you support or you reject the bill.
I'm inviting hands.
Sengicela izandla ke zabafuna ukuzophawula la.
At the back, come.
Lapha emuva sondela.
Even at church, one will say kila kalewa. So to say that, have a form and write that I support the bill. Will update. In church, people will say support while the pastor is preaching that I agree with you. Kila kalewa kasisotho. Lame lelo. Say ababhale lapha emafomeni ukuthi they support.
Nasesontweni ke kube kuhle ukuthi ithi inkonzo isashisa ubusho uthi hayi namfundisi nami ngihambisana nawo ukuze ungabe sokukhuluma emva kwendaba ngakho ke nala iform likhona ukuze ubhale ukusho uthi uyaweseka umthetho sivivinyo.
Thank you. Number one, say name, where do you come from? Support or reject?
Usinikeze igama lakho nesibongo nanokuthi uhlalaphi bese ke usitshela ukuthi uyaweseka noma weseke nomthetho sivivinyo.
Sanibonani igama lami ngitholakala eNxumalo ngiqhamuka eMlazi ku Ward 81.
Greetings, my name is Tholakele Nxumalo from Ward 81.
Mina ngiyasupporta ibill seParliament ngiyavumelana nakho konke.
I do support the bill.
Okay, mina eyami into ithi ikakhulukazi mabe ufuna uqala amabhizinisi umuntu osifazane uyayuthola ubunzima uma ukuthi uselokishini.
My issue is when you are in the townships, you encounter a lot of challenges as a female.
Ngoba ngisho ukuthi uyofuna ifunding but ibusiness idea yakho noma ibonakala kube lezi zinto eziningi abayifunayo bafuna cash projections bafuna izinto eziningi that ongakwazi ukuyicomply.
When you want to go and get support for your business, you are asked for a number of details that sometimes you cannot supply. For example, things like cash projections.
Well, Minister Sami, bengithanda ibhizinisi lami made ngifuna ukulenza bengifuna ukuthi ngisupply labantu abanamashisa namabhusha amalokishini because abanayo isupply engarana 24 hours since our business abo aba busy since we going through December. Yeah, mina angifuni imali ngidinga nje istock nje kuphela. I do have a storage and everything. My research nje 100%.
My business idea was to supply those who have shisa nyamas because I just want stock. I don't really need anything else. I do have storage space and I'm targeting those areas because it's December, it's festive and those places open for a long period of time, like 24 hours sometimes.
Ngajabulela isicelo sami singamukeleka kade ngangizama kusekungaphezulu kwa 10 years manje.
I would be very grateful if my request would be met. I've been trying to get this done since 10 years. It's been 10 years.
Go to SIDA and SIFA outside and register your concern.
Ngizocela ukuthi ubone abakaSifa nabakaSida ngaphandle. Uzobekele bona.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Olandelayo.
Igama lami nguMaviyo waNxumalo Sibongo.
My name is Mavio Nxumalo
Ngiqhamuka eChesterville ku Ward 24.
from Chesterville, Ward 24.
Ngiphakamisa ukuyibonga kakhulu ibill uhulumeni asenzele yona.
I'm very grateful for the bill that our government has crafted for us.
Noma ke kukuningi ke okuthintwa abafowethu okusithintayo njengosomabhizinisi abancane.
Even though there is a plethora of issues that have been raised by my fellow business people,
Engathanda nje ukudlula kona. Yilokhu kwalaba bokufika.
what I would like to touch on in passing is the issue of foreign nationals.
Benza kungasebenzeki kakhulu eindaweni zethu esihlala kuzona.
They make our business unable to operate in our areas of residence.
Nanokuthi ke futhi ke kuyona le bill uhulumeni asenzele yona. Siyacela ukuthi ke kube nokulandeleleka ukuthi ngoba siya apply impela kulama funding ubheke ukuthi khona okuzayo ungaqhamuki lutho.
We also would I would also like to propose that on this bill there be an issue, there be an item which allows for a drill down into what happens to our applications because we apply and nothing ever happens.
Sengathi bengaba khona ukulandeleleka impela nje ukuze sonke sizakale lapha enzansi impela kwi ground floor la sikhona.
I would really like for investigations to occur in terms of what happens to our applications for us who are right there at the bottom.
Yabonga.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ndwandwe. Next.
Siyabonga babondwandwe, sicela ulandelayo.
Ngibingelele iParliament.
Greetings to the Parliament.
Igama Andile Mkhwanazi. Ngiyafisa ukuthi siyamukele iBill.
My name is Andile Mkhwanazi and I also would like to say I accept the bill.
But with the provisions to the bill, I would wish to propose. Firstly, there is an issue with the regulatory authorities when it comes to funding.
I would like to make the following proposals though to the bill. One of the issues is pertaining to the regulatory framework in the funding space.
Meaning, for example, industries, they are operated by different regulatory authorities, which allows for participation in different sectors.
Ngamanye amazwi abantu abalawula lo mkhakha bahlukahlukene okwenza ukuthi kube nzima ukusebenza kulo mkhakha.
Meaning, for example, if you are in engineering, kunama authorities, regulatory authorities that look after engineering, that look after a production, certain spaces within production. So if small business enterprises are not having that linkage or that integrated approach, when we go to CIFA or CETA, there is nobody that can be able to look into regulatory framework as to how this person is supported with regards to funding.
Uma ngikhuluma nje ngohlelo lokulawula lokabathi regulatory framework, abasomabhizinisi abancane baba nenkinga ngoba uma uthi ibhizinisi lakho sibonelo nje kwelobunjiniyela noma likhiqiza kunabantu abahlukahlukene ababhekelela lokho. Ngakho ngiyacabanga ukuthi kuSETA nakuSIFA abekho abantu abenza lo msebenzi okubanga inkinga ke.
When it comes to our application, when we put applications, in terms of looking at KZN, for example, we have a CIFA office in eThekwini. KZN has 11 districts. So in terms of manpower and functionality within operations, it's not feasible.
For example, here in KZN, especially here in eThekwini, we have one CIFA office which is responsible. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking. So, my apologies. Isibonelo nje la eThekwini sinezizinda noma sineziceme eziyishumi kodwa manje kune office elilodwa elibhekelele zonke lezi ziceme.
Mhlambe as part of a proposal to that in the interim, maybe a national would consider taking consultants as means to mitigate operational expenditure, to say look into how we can absorb people with skills that are required by the institution as consultants, to say that that's part of business, by the way. To say consultant is part of business, so you can take people who have accounting. We are also attending with the bill, attending to the issue of job creation.
Kanti ke mina sami isiphakamiso bekuthi mhlambe ke leminyango ingasebenzisa ke laba abasuke beneziqu abahlela bangenzi lutho bazolekelela njengabantu abazobe besiza ngaleso sikhathi kunodingeka kosizo ngoba enye indlela yokuqeda leyo untuleka kwemisebenzi futhi enye indlela yokwazi ukuthi ilekelele ukuthi umsebenzi wenzeke ngendlela.
Lastly, I would like to speak on the sectors that are not funded by this institution.
Ngizocela ke ngokukhuluma ngezinhlanu noma ngezingxenye ezingathinteki noma kulezi inhlangano lezi engikhuluma ngazo.
Let's take, for example, bottle stores and alcohol industry.
Njengeindawo ezidayisa utshwala noma imboni yezotshwala.
They are the highest contributors when it comes to tax collections.
Kodwa-
Yet, when we look at growing our economy, the institutions that we speak of today do not necessarily fund them. They either fund them partly due to certain requirements being met, but they don't necessarily fund them outright.
Kod-
But they are also contributors to the economy, and they are generators of jobs within within our communities.
Kanti ke futhi lezi noma lama business lawa iwona afaka imali eningi ngokwentela, kodwa manje uma ngabe sekufuna ukuthi athole ke uxhaso lwezimali angaxhaswa ngezimali kanti futhi aqasha avula amathuba amaningi emisebenzi kubantu bakithi.
And lastly, the issue of consultation, it must not be happening because we want to pass the bill. It must be a continuous process and continuous engagement as we are entering into an amalgam. We cannot then say this must end today, and once we are happy that we have managed to meet the threshold of passing a bill, and then that ends there. Because we are business people, we work on this on daily basis, the frustrations comes on daily basis. The national parliament cannot then comes once after after a while and come and take our inputs. Whereas there are dynamics, industries change on daily basis. We have global issues whereby they affect industries directly or indirectly. We have issues as well. Maybe we should register this. We should register this. The foreign direct investment is not catered for in our funding models.
Thank you.
Siyabonga.
Next speaker.
Esinye isiphakamiso bengifuna ukusenza ke ilesi sokuthi lokuhlangana kanje kungabi into eyenzeka kanye iParliament lifike nje ngokuqhubekayo ukuze sikwazi siphakamise imbono yethu kanti ke nodaba lokutshalwa kwezimali noma zangaphandle sizocela ukuthi nalo libhekelelwe ngoba kusithinta thina somabhizinisi abancane.
Ngicela ukubingelela igama ngusenzekile ngwakazungu ngiyahambisana nale bill ebekiwe ngiqhamuka eMbumbulu eSobisi.
Greetings, my name is Senzekile Zungu. I'm from Bumbulu, Sopisi, and I support the bill.
Okay, into zami zimbili nje vom. Sengihlala isikhathi eside ekhaya ngawuthola umsebenzi. So then ngaze ngadecide ukuthi angiqale ispaza. Inkinga yami ipermit anginayo. Uma ngithi ngiyakamasipala ngiyoyifuna bathi angikwazi ukuthi ngithole ipermit since mina ngumuntu wasemakhaya.
My issue is I'm actually sitting at home, I'm unemployed, but since I was unemployed, I decided to start a spaza shop, but I do not have a permit. And when I approach the municipality to get a permit, they tell me that I cannot get a permit because I'm from a rural area.
So kucina ngingasakwazanga ukuthi ngiqhubeke neapplication.
I then end up not being able to complete the application.
Okay, okwesibili ayinami ngicela ukuzogcizelela kulabantu laba bokufika hayi bayasilimaza shame. Bengicela nje angazi noma kungaba khona ithimba elihamba libakhipha emphakathini basebenzisana kabuhlungu.
And let me also emphasize the issue of foreign nationals. I don't know if maybe we shouldn't have a team or a unit that will go into townships and remove them because they make it difficult for us to work.
No xhaso nje into engidingayo maningi ama ideas asengqondweni yami. Ngiyabonga.
And also funding, if there can be funding that can be made available, because I also have a number of ideas in my mind. Thank you. Sicela uboneke nabakasida ngaphandle.
Next.
Olandelayo.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Ulindiwe Cele we company Manaza Recycling.
I'm Lindy Wektele from Manaza Recycling Company.
Based 109. Based as well na ku rural nase Mkhumbani ngiyasebenzela endaweni ezihlukahlukene.
I'm based at 109. Is it what 109?
109.
109, and I also work in a number of other areas, in rural areas.
Umsebenzi engiwenzayo ngenza i-recycling, ngi-collector, yonke ngasebenza from kwenzeka kwenzeka kuba khona khathi kunelooting la sa affecteka thina be waste siya conductor siyasebenzela ezitolo ezahlukene ama malls siyazama ukungena kuma malls athize but siyafaila ukuaccessa leyo market ngoba inganyelwe abantu abela bala elimhlophe.
I work in the waste space, waste recycling space, and we were affected a lot during the July unrest because we were unable to access where we get our supply, and also we try to access malls, but we find that we are unable to get into that space because those malls are owned or are run and owned by white people.
Okunye futhi engikwenzayo, we also educate abantu regarding ukuthi i-waste ingenzeka kanjani ngoba umphakathi wethu i-waste moya emalokishini udoti mningi ochithakele. We do educate kodwa ngenxa yokuthi isimo sa-finance uma sekufika izimo zokuthi sithole i-funding thina uthi uyazama akwenzeki.
We also educate our people in the townships about waste management, but then the challenge becomes taking this step further because when we want to do that, we find that there is no funding to assist us to do that.
Nginabanye ozakwethu futhi as well engisebenza nabo kwamanye amale basebenza eindaweni zahulumeni njengami nje ngisebenzela edampini kuthiwa iNyathi kodwa kunokuthi ngithole a full support from people from abamasipala yibo abasicindezela ngoba nabo bagcine beba ne-interest yalo msebenzi.
I also have colleagues that work in different other areas. I work in a dumping area called Inyati, but what I've discovered is that since these are municipal areas, it's the very same municipal employees that are oppressing us because they now have an interest in these because they see an opportunity in what we do.
Ngibonile la kwi-bill ku-1.14 kuyashiwo ukuthi enhancing we are disadvantaged ukusizakala kwabantu abampisholo abangathulanga usizo ngezikhathi zakudala kodwa ngibona engathi thina ngenxa ukuthi wazibani nokuthi imali awunayo usizo awulitholi.
I also see in the bill itself there is 1.14 which talks to empowering those who were previously disadvantaged, but what I've seen happening is that you will not get help if you don't have people that you know that you are connected to or if you don't have money.
So ngenxa yokuthi umuntu une-passion ye-waste and passion about the environment yethu yingakho ngisekhona kule industry.
Because I have a great passion for waste management and as well as nature or environmental conservation, that's why I'm still in this industry.
So ngiyacela bakithi ukuthi i-bill as we accept i-bill let's le meeting esinayo namhlanje can we revise it after maybe 6 months or 3 months sibone ukuthi njoba sinifuna implementwe is it really effective ngempela.
I do support the bill, but may I also suggest that we get a review process going which can be 3 months or 6 months so that we'll see that the bill is actually attending to what we need it to attend to.
Umfowethu omunye ke wakhuluma la ngeke ngazama ukufuna enye indawo engingasebenzela kuyona only to find I will not be able to afford. Bake bathi i-rent will be 40,000, 20,000. I can't even afford that. Mina ngenzi ngisho profit ngoba ama-recyclables, even ama-rates akhona ayehla ayanyuka. So as a result, ugcina wehla wenyuka nemoto enganginayo amathaya ayaphela ngenxa yokuthi imali we don't make profits, much profits.
Another speaker here mentioned this issue where I also have a problem where I need to pay rent, or sometimes rent is about 40,000, 20,000, and you find that I don't really make profit, I always break even. And also I work in an industry where the rates fluctuate a lot, so it becomes difficult. And also I have a car, and the car has run out of tires because of my using it, so I'm really in a difficult position.
Go and register your issues. You must also inquire NSEA and then this as a portfolio committee, but go to see the outside. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's painful, that's why we are here.
Sicela ukuthi uthintane nomnyango wezemvelo ubhalisa amagama akho ingakho sila ukuthi sizwe ukuthi nibhekene naziphi izinkinga.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Sanibona.
Greetings.
Igama lami nguNomthandazo waKambeko, ngiqhamuka eLovu, ngingaphansi kweNkalo
My name is Nomthandazo
private company Nomthandazo Mbeko.
Mbeko.
Yes.
I'm from Ilovo.
Yes, ngidila nePort. So isicelo sami nje kwiParliament ngicela ukuthi basize eminyakeni nje mu-apply funding. Iminyaka lo 35 imncane kakhulu because sibadala manje uma usungakale kwa 35 kuyaqala awusatholi lutho.
We request that maybe I work with poultry, but I would like Parliament to intervene on this age issue because the cutoff age is 35 and we are feeling that 35 is still young. We are older than 35 and therefore we cannot get assistance.
Okunye sicela iParliament lisenzela ama-training ama-business amancane because uyakwenzeka umuntu athole i-fund kodwa angoba afundisekile ngokuphatha imali kube ukuthi akayisebenzisi ngendlela imali.
We also would like to request Parliament to assist or intervene in terms of getting training done for small businesses because you'll find that a small business person will receive funding, but because they're not trained on how to handle the funding, they end up having problems.
Okugcina ngizocela ukuthi iParliament lisiyele like uma uthola ifund kwesinye isikhathi ama price ayanyuka especially ngoba ngidila ne-farming nje uma ngithole uthola i-voucher and lapha ukhokha imali at-times weka-2 kwi-price ebeyinormal ngoba wena uza nge-voucher.
And also in the farming space which I operate in, you'll find that we as emerging farmers end up paying a lot or double the price because we are coming to the suppliers with a voucher.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Umaningi Zuma, ngiqhamuka eLovu ku-Ward 109.
My name is Maningi Zungu from Ilovo, Ward 109.
Yebo, inkampani uSakusa Catering and Projects ebiyisebenzisana nohulumeni kwezamathenda from 2007 up to 2020.
My company name is Gusa Gusa Projects, where I've been dealing with government in the catering space from
2007 to 2020.
From 2007 to 2020, thank you.
From 2020 kwaba nenkinga ye-COVID, then ke kwangaphinde kwatholakala umsebenzi. My last project was in 2020. Emva kwalokho angiphindanga ngasebenza.
In the advent of COVID in 2020, then business dried up, and I hadn't had any business from 2020.
Ngabe sengidiverta-ke ngishintshela ku-agriculture.
Then I moved into the agricultural space.
Where engadilisha khona ne-poultry and piggery.
Where I was working with poultry and piggery.
Ama-challenges ama-challenges ukuthi awukwazi nje ukuvele usupply ama-retailers noma ngabe unazo iy'nkukhu une-red tape khona kuzoba khona i-red tape ye-funding awukwazi ukuvele uthole i-funding zikhona iy'nhlaka zahulumeni ezinikezanayo nge-funding but if u-blacklisted awukwazi ukuyithola i-funding ne-grant.
And also the challenge is getting access to other markets like big retailers because there is a lot of red tape. And another challenge is also accessing funding because if you are blacklisted, you cannot get any assistance from government.
Ngihambisana ne-bill kodwa nje masingasizakala la entweni zokuthi sikwazi ukuthola ama-funding ngale kokubheke ngale ko-ITC lama-red tape lapha lawa esibhekana nawo mangabe sizama ukuthola i-funding ukuze sikwazi ukuqhubela phambili.
I support the bill if only there could be a consideration made for those who are in the red, in the ITCs, and also to take care of the red tape that is stopping us from accessing markets. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Igama lami nguKhonzeni wakamjuqu.
My name is Konzeni Mjuku.
Ngiqhamuka eQuarry Heights, Ward 11.
I'm from Quarry Heights, Ward 11.
Ngiqhamuka enhlanganweni yakanopa emela amabhizinisi ama-tuck shop.
I also come from an organization called LOPA, which is representing tuck shop businesses.
Ngiyahambisana nebill.
I support the bill.
Okusiphethe kabi thina somabhizinisi abancane bama-tuck shop.
What is
Ku-North region, enhlanganweni yethu.
what is causing our discomfort as small tuck shop owners in the area?
kudlaliwe ngathi uhulumeni wase KZN ngizosho njalo.
A mockery of us has been made by the government of the province.
Ziningi ithembisa sithembise zona kuningi esihambile kuneminyango eminingi esihambile siyinhlangano sizama ama funding nazo zonke izinto. Baningi abantu abangawatholanga ama fundings.
We've been promised a lot of things. We've been to a number of offices to try and source funding, but nothing has ever materialized. There's a lot of people who haven't received any funding.
Kuze kwaqhamuka ngo2018 kwaqhamuka inhlangano iJob Fund A2Pay iqhamuka from eGoli.
It was only in 2018 when an organization called Job Fund actually came from Gauteng.
Iyona ke kwazi ukuthi ingenelele emabhizinisini ethu sakwazi ukuthi sithole imali basinikeza imshini bakwazi ukuthi basiboleke imali sikwazi ukuthi sikwazi ukuqhubeka nokusebenza.
That organization made a lot of difference in our businesses because it was able to supply us with machinery as well as funding, and our businesses continue to work.
Abaningi bamile ngenxa ya Job Fund, abanye bayaqhushalaza ngenxa yabantu bokuhamba ama foreigner njoba sebeshilo. Tina size saboshwa tina silwile nama foreigner kakhulu.
A lot of people are cooperating right now because of Job Fund, and others are struggling because of foreign nationals. And some of us have been arrested because we've been fighting this whole issue of foreign nationals.
Sihambile icala kwaze kwa 2 years mayilana nama foreigner kodwa uhulumeni still wasicindezela la.
I attended a case for 2 years about this whole issue of foreigners, but still our government is oppressing us.
Ukusizakala nje asikutholi at all sama business amancane kakhulukazi so mama siphethe izingane ezihleli nezitifiketi emakhaya ezingasebenzi.
We are not getting any help when it comes to small businesses, especially as women, and women who are mothers at home, who have children who are unemployed at home.
Besicela ke iParliament ngoba selikhona la ke lingenelele la kaSita nakosifa ngoba baningi abantu abangayitholanga imali ngingabala kuze kushona ilanga. Sigcwalise sisonke sigcwalise into eyodwa sonke but kuzothola abantu abawu2 kuphela.
I would like the Parliament to intervene, especially here in Sita and Sifa, because there has been a lot of applications made by a number of people, but you'll find that we all fill in the same forms, but only 2 people will be awarded.
Ngiyamuzwa udadewethu ekhuluma ethi wonke umuntu akayeka sifa yonke umuntu akayeka Sita sihambile noSita kunezimali manje sigcwalisile besigijima singalali sigcwalisa amafomu kunamafomu nje besiwagcwalisa mhlambe sesika 5 kodwa namanje asitholi lutho. When masihamba sibuza ngoba siya eminyangweni asihlali phansi sithola ukuthi bathi nabo basalindile into eqhamuka phezulu. So siyacela kakhulu so mabhizinisi abancane ukuthi ke silekeleleke nathi ke kuzwakale nathi izwi lethu njengabantu abawosomabhizinisi amancane. Ngiyabonga.
I hear the chairperson referring us to SIDA and SIFA, but we've been there, and it's up till this day we've been there almost 5 times, but nothing has ever materialized. We would like Parliament to really intervene on our behalf as small businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Greetings, my name is Alex Mchali
Mqhamuke Westville.
from Westville.
Bengizokhomenta mayelana ne-funding ethinta kuma import.
I am here to also make a comment on funding for imports or the import sector.
Siyaye sithole imisebenzi yoku-importa imshini to la eSouth Africa mhlawumbe supply institution ethize kahulumeni.
We get contracts to supply certain government institutions with machinery that is imported.
But bese siba nenkinga ukuthi singayitholi i-funding yama-purchase order ngenxa ukuthi akekho ofuna ukufunda i-manufacture engaphandle kwe-country.
We then have a problem in terms of accessing funding for our purchase order because nobody wants to fund a supply that is outside of the country.
Ugcina sekubalwa ukuthi umsebenzi uzukhansela imali ukuthi ayifinance.
Then the contract cancelled and it's given to bigger companies because those companies can afford to finance themselves.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
I greet you all.
Lebitso la ka ke Modiye Munyalotsa.
My name is Mudiei
Munyalotsa.
Munyalutsa.
Ke tswa Matatiele.
I'm from Matatiele.
Yes. Ka o dula ke mona Sikau Lake Springfield.
I live in Sikau Lake, Springfield.
Ke tswa company ya Two Sisters Furniture and Upholstery.
My company name is Two Sisters Furniture and Upholstery.
Challenges tse kopanang le tsona ho furniture ke tulo e bang ke ho yona.
The challenges we face in the furniture sector is,
Tulo, the place.
it's where I live.
The customer had di fitla di charge tulo before di ka charge anything.
So the customers will charge you fees for the place before they charge you anything.
So ke kopa ha maybe hanga thola thuso, maybe nka kgona thola tulo e right. The problem ke rent ya bitsa.
So I wish there could be assistance that is given to us in this regard because the main issue is rent.
Ke a leboha haholo, ke a dumelana le bill.
And I support the bill and thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mkaya from Matate. Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause?
Asibashayeleni ihlombe.
Thank you so much for your contributions.
Sibonge kakhulu izethulo zenu noma izimvo zenu.
As I have indicated that this is not an imbizo, it's a public hearing where you are listening as parliament from your constituents.
Njoba ngishilo ukuthi akusimbizo lezokhuluma khona ukuthi nje siphikisana kodwa lana sizolalela nje usiza ukuthi nithini ngalomthetho sivivinyo phakanyisiwe. Tina asiwona uhulumeni kodwa singamalunga aseparlamente.
Which play a role on behalf of our constituents.
Amalunga ke parliamente wona asebenzela indawo abayizimele noma abathunywe kuzo.
We don't regret why are we rolling this bill out.
Asiyisolo ukuthi yini silethe lomthetho sivivinyo ebantwini.
Because we are receiving a lot of complaints across the board about the bullying and red tapes which are in this sector.
Siyathola kakhulu ikhalazo kuzo zonke indawo ukuthi abantu abaningi osomabhizinisi abancane bavimbeka futhi baphinde bakhacabezwe bahlukunyezwe onxiwankulu amabhizinisi amakhulu.
Hence the initiative to merge the three agencies.
Yingakho ke sibona ukuthi ngcono siwahlanganise leminyango yonke kahulumeni esizo somabhizinisi lezi inhlaka ihlangane zibe kube umnyango wodwa.
Because currently they are working in silo, SIDA and SIFA are working in silo.
Ngoba njengamanje uSida noSifa omunye usebenza ubheka le nomunye uhlaba ubheka le.
Although I'm saying this is not an imbizo, but there are certain things which we would like to clarify.
Njoba ngishilo ukuthi akusiyona imbizo le kodwa kunalezi zinto engifuna ukuyicacisa ngizibalule.
As a committee, we visited Germany during July this year.
Njenge committee sivakashele eJalimane ngoJuly kulonyaka.
Reasons Germany has got best model on issues of cooperatives.
Isizathu salokho ukuthi sabona ukuthi iJalimane ihamba phambili ukuhlela ama cooperatives.
I believe my son who was lecturing us will be listening to this so that you may assist our constituency here in KZN.
Ngiyathemba undodana naye lo ade sifundisa ukuthi kufanele senzeni njengomuntu uzolalelisisa ukuze asisize njengohulumeni ukuthuthukisa ama co-ops like KZN.
To share with you, Germany has got 80 million people.
iJane inabantu abawu 8 million izigidi ezu8.
But when it comes to unemployment, the unemployment rate is 3%.
Kodwa kizinani labantu abangasebenzi bawu 3% kulo 80.
They fought this through cooperatives.
Bayilwa lempi bayinqoba beyilwa ngama cooperatives.
So I think this is the lecture I want to leave you with.
Nami ngisona sifundo lesemfisa ukunishiya naso.
So that if we have got land in a particular area and we're interested in farming, let's regroup ourselves.
Ukuthi nje manje umzekelo makunomhlaba othile endaweni enifuna ukulima ziqoqeni.
Like the one who's dealing with cycling.
Njengalo odila ngerecycling.
You said you have got different areas.
Uthezi zineindawo ezahlukahlukene.
It will be wise for you also to form a cooperative.
Kuyokusiza ukuthi uform co-op niqoqa nibe inhlanganisela.
As a portfolio of small business, we are also liaising with our other portfolio committees in different departments.
Njenge portfolio committee kwa small business siyaxhumana namanye ama portfolio committee eminye iminyango.
Because small businesses cut across.
Ngoba ama business amancane uwathola kuzo zonke indawo nakuyo yonke iminyango.
We do have tailors,
Sinabantu abathungayo la,
we have farmers,
sinabalimi la,
and we also have got spaza shops.
sinabantu abarani iphaza, abanikazi beiphaza.
So to be able to succeed, those who are dealing with farming may do such cooperatives.
Ukuze siphumelele kulabo abalimayo bekuyoba ngcono uma nilima nibe ngama co-op.
And we also support the issue of training and skills.
Siyakusekela futhi nokuthi abantu mabaziqeqeshe bathuthumelise namakhono abo.
And also the revitalization of old infrastructure to assist our small businesses because rent is too much.
Kanjalo nokuvuselela kabusha ikhungo ezindala ukusiza osomabhizinisi ukuthi bathola amathuba bayisebenzise.
We also support the issue of bylaws by our municipalities.
Siyayisakela futhi nemithetho eshawo masipala ukuze kusebenze kahle yonke into.
Because if there are no bylaws which are binding everyone,
Uma ingekho imithetho sonke sisebenza ngaphansi kwayo,
we won't be able to deal with all those challenges.
ngeke sikwazi ukwenza zonke ukubhekana nezinselelo ngqo nezinselelo ezibhekene nathi ngqo.
The issue of distance is also a concern and visibility by our agencies.
Indaba yokuthi ikhungo zethu zosizo zikude naleyo futhi siyizwile.
So on issues of foreigners, if we had the Minister of Home Affairs 3 months ago, he has requested municipalities, mayors to make audit in their respective areas.
Kulolu daba la bantu bokufika sebethathe amabhizinisi eziphaza uma simzwile ungqongqoshe wezangaphakathi ushilo wathi osodolophu bonke mabahlele babale ukuthi mangaki amabhizinisi akhona.
But you also have got the right as the community to do that audit and send it direct to the Minister of Home Affairs.
Nani futhi njengomphathi nivumelekile ukuthi nani nenze iqoqo lenizibali zingaki izitolo zabo kufika manje bese nihambisa ngqo kungqongqoshe womnyango.
Because the aim is to check those who have got permits.
Ngoba inhloso sifuna ukubona ukuthi obani abanazi izimvume zokusebenza.
What we can advise is the issue of chasing our African people roughly so.
Esifisa ukukululeka le ndaba le ukuthi niqoshe abantu bakini abamnyama abavela kwamanye amazwe ngendlakadla.
But what we are not in agreement is for them to come and operate their businesses without permits and not evenly give tax to the country.
Kodwa ke singakuvuma ukuthi bafike labazo sebenzisi angaregistiwe angeke emthethweni bangakhokhi nentela.
So let's assist government to avoid conflicts.
Asisizeni kuhulumeni ukuthi sishaya indiva udlame nongqobuzana.
On issues of funding, I believe we will go and pressurize the treasurer to give the department more resources.
Kwindaba ke laba abadinga imali zokhuluma nomnyango wa treasurer noma wezezimali ukuthi awukhiphe imali ethe xaxa lapha kwa small business.
For your information, all small businesses are directed to the Department of Small Business, but the budget is only 2 billion.
Ukuthi nje nginazisa ukuthi wonke ama small business wonke la isabelo zimali asithola ku treasury u2 billion nje kuphela.
So the money is so little.
Ngiyayibona ukuthi incane kangakanani leyo mali ukusiza osomabhizinisi abancane.
But we are trying our best to club ourselves as portfolio committees in terms of clusters so that we relate those difficulties with other sister departments.
Siyazama ukuyihlela nathi njengama portfolio committee ukuthi icelo zethu noma inqomo zethu aziqoqeke kahle njengama common interest njengezinto ezisithintayo sonke ngokufanayo ukuze sithole impumelelo noma sizuze okungcono.
So from here, we will go back to Parliament as the portfolio committee.
Suka manje ke siyabuyela kwiparlament njenge portfolio committee.
After we have reached all the provinces, this is the 7th province.
Sikwisifundazwe sesikhombisa manje sifuna ukuyiqeda zonke.
From here, we are visiting Northwest.
Uma suka la siya eNorthwest.
From Northwest, we are going to end our roadshow in Gauteng.
Uma sibuya eNorthwest bese sigcina eGauteng.
And then we'll go and call the department and discuss with the department with all the recommendations we have received.
Bese ke siyabuya sokhuluma nomnyango sibatshela ukuthi abantu bathi kuyifundazwe zonke.
And we are going to support your inputs.
Siyanithembisa ukuthi izinto enishoyo sizoyisekela.
Because as I've indicated in my opening remarks, that hunger or poverty has got no race.
Mangishilo uma ngivula ngathi indlala noma ububha abo
It has got negative impact
futhi kucindezela wonke umuntu akunawo umthelelo omuhle.
because the country won't be stable.
Ngoba nezwe ngeke libe nayo inhlala kahle.
There will be a lot of crime.
Nobugebengu bukhuphuke ngendlela emangalisayo.
There will be a lot of instability.
Kungahlaleki kahle ezweni.
But what is important is to make sure that the three spheres of government relates to each other.
Kodwa okubalekile ukuthi zonke inhlaka ezintathu noma amazinga amathathu kahulumeni asebenzisane.
We will promote the DDM model of the president.
Nalokho kusho umengameli kuyi DDM yo indlela yokusebenza sizoyiphakamisa.
So that provinces as well as municipalities must not work in silo, must not speak about SIDA and SIVA. If the three spheres of government does not relate to each other, it will still be a problem.
Ukuze ifundazwe nezifunda zisebenzisane singakhulumi nje ukuthi uSIFA noSIDA akahlangane kodwa nathi inhlaka yahulumeni zingasebenzi ngokubambisana.
And we will also need your support as our constituents.
Sizoyidinga kakhulu isupport yenu njengabantu abasithumile noma esibamele.
Let's participate in our local areas when we are being called.
Lapho esikhona emphakathini esikuyuma nibizwa noma kuvela ithuba velani nizwakale.
Today we are grateful because we have received your inputs.
Namhlanje sijabule kakhulu siyabonga ukuthi sizwile izimvo zenu.
And then after we have deliberated with the department, we'll adopt our report and go and table it in Parliament.
Uma sesikhulumile nomnyango wakwa small business bese siyaxoxa sithamunde sithathe inqomo sizise lapha eParliament.
After we have passed our recommendation in Parliament, we'll forward the bill to the NCOP, as I've indicated that we have got 2 houses.
Uma inqomo zethu siyishile eParliament izophinde idluliselwe kuNCOP ngoba ngishela sinezindlu ezimbili zaseParliament.
The NCOP has got 90 delegates, not 59. Each province has got 10 representatives.
NCOP yona ineyithunyezi 90 hayi 59 ngani ngoba isifundazwe nesifundazwe zineyithunyezi ezishumi.
So that the one who must pass this bill,
ukuze lo abazophasisa lo mthetho osivivinywa
they will first go out like we did.
Bazophuma beze kini njengoba nathi siphumile nje.
And then when they are satisfied, they will adopt the bill.
Uma beneliseka ke izinto enizishoyo bazobe sebewuphasisa umthetho osivivinywa.
Then the president will sign it into law.
Umengameli bese yawusayina ube umthetho.
Our aim is to do it before we rise next year.
Inhloso yethu ukuthi sikwenza siqede ngaphambi ukuthi
before the next election.
Ngaphambi ukuthi siye nokhethweni olulandelayo.
Yeah, uma sivala sisho we say we rise.
Or whenever we close we say we rise.
That's the terminology.
itemelisha ke lelo abanye bethu
Lase
abalifundayo.
Parliament.
Lase Parliament.
But thank you
Parliament
so
jargon.
much
Thank you so much.
for having honored our invitation.
Ngokuthi nimukele isi memo sethu.
Go and still write inputs. If you think there is something you did not register, go and write. The submissions are still welcome.
Phumase niphuma ke nisengaqhubeka nisibhalele njengeParliament mawukuthi khona okukhohliwe noma khona okunye okuvukayo okubona ukuthi kubalekile iParliament efanele likwazi sibhalele ukuze lokho sizogcina sikushicilele.
But we are happy about the contributions up to so far.
Sijabule kakhulu ngezithulo zenu namhlanje.
Go home safely.
Nihambe kahle nemakhaya.
Thank you so much.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
So remain seated.
Niyacela ukuthi nihlale phansi ningabe nisanyakaza.
Our officials would like to greet you and give you some drinks.
Ngathi abasebenzi bale Parliament bafuna ukunibingelela baniphe neziphuzo kwehlisa umphimbo.
Don't forget that was said Sifa and Sida, they are also outside.
Ningakhohlwa ukuthi uSida noSifa ulapha ngaphandle unilindile nosizo.
The meeting stand adjourned.
Umhlangano suphelile.
Thank you.
I need to show you your speech, also needs to be a full length. Right, there's no space. Chair, through you, Chair, if we can do our shots this side around, this time around.